You're watching What's Hot on CNBC TV 18. There has been no resolution in the tussle between the BCCI and Sony TV over the telecast rights of the Indian Premier League. Both parties have asked for one more day to work out an out-of-court settlement, and if that does not happen, the court order is expected the day after. Meanwhile, CNBC TV 18 exclusively learns that WSG Mauritius has paid nearly double to BCCI to get those IPL rights. That works out nearly $1.8 billion, and this could work out to over a period of 9 years. Sajid Mangat and Anuradha Sengupta now join me with details of what this means and its implications. Sajid, you go first.
Thanks, Harsha. We learned from our sources that the WSG Mauritius has paid nearly double the amount which it paid earlier to IPL for the rights for the remaining 9 years. Now, as you remember, the rights of IPL went in for nearly $900 million for 10-year period, and in the last 1 year, we have seen IPL creating a lot of value. And this is what even Lalit Modi was talking about, that the value of IPL has gone up in the last 1 year, but it will nearly double. No one knew about that. So that's the new thing which has come in there. What we understand is that BCCI has transferred the entire rights of IPL to WSG Mauritius on March 15th, and March 15th was the date when BCCI terminated the contract with Sony as well. So the entire rights now lie with WSG Mauritius, and WSG Mauritius is apparently in talks with 3 broadcasters for a possible transfer of these rights for the entire 9-year period. Now remember, earlier WSG Mauritius went in for nearly 5-year period contract, and because they wanted to get the upside for the next 5 years, but this time they're putting the entire 9 year on the block, and what we understand is that all 3 bidders, which include Sony, ESPN, Star Sports and NDTV, are willing to match the price which WSG Mauritius is asking. But the entire contention is here about how to take IPL forward over the next 9 years, because in next 2 years you will have 2 new teams coming in, which basically means 18 new matches coming in, and that would mean more value for IPL going forward. So that's a presentation which has been going on all of today, when ESPN presented in the morning and Sony in the evening, and tomorrow NDTV will be presenting to the WSG team. So that's something which will come out by Friday evening, when the final name of the final broadcaster will be brought out by WSG. Apart from that, we also can come to know that this time there will be regional feeds, which includes Hindi, Bengali, Tamil and Telugu could be the languages where the feed will come in, and WSG has kept all options open so that it can allow even entertainment channels like NDTV or Setmax to come in and rebid into this.
So Sajid, at this point, so you're saying that Sony still stands a chance?
That's right. What we understand from our sources is that the contract between BCCI and Sony clearly states that if the contract is terminated by BCCI, Sony will not be blacklisted, which basically means that Sony can rebid for the rights. But this time we understand from our sources that WSG has put stringent conditions in terms of quality of broadcast, and you remember these were the same issues on which IPL or BCCI went to court and they terminated the entire contract with Sony. So this time there will be more stringent contract obligations in terms of quality of broadcast coming in.
Right, Anuradha, we've seen the fact it was about $900 million. It's been talked about nearly double of nearly $1,800 million.
Will the broadcasters recover?
Will they get the money back?
I think over a 10-year period, Harsha, there is no doubt that they will recover. You just heard Sajid there mention the fact that there will be more matches, more teams. So this property is going to snowball into being a bigger and bigger event. So over a period of time, I don't doubt it at all. There is a lot of headroom where cricket valuations are concerned in India. But this year, IPL season 2, will you be able to, how much will you be able to charge this year, given that the whole value is now being revised? That is uncertain. I've been speaking to leading media buyers, and they are very clear. And of course, it suits them to say, to talk down the prices, but they feel that this year, Sony had told us, Rohit Gupta, before the entire fiasco took place or the contract was terminated, he was selling 10 seconds for about 4 lakh to 4.5 lakh rupees. Okay. So that is what they were expecting in IPL season 2, and they had said that about 1100 seconds per match had been sold. Okay, so the point is that but now, given the uncertainty, given the fact that you don't know whether it is happening, given the fact that the venues seem to be changing every second day, given that matches are, more than one match will be played on a weekday. Remember last year, only one match was played on a weekday. Now you might have 2, maybe 3 matches on one day. So all this confusion is going to make it, as someone said, a nightmare to buy and sell. So this year, will you manage to see a higher rate immediately this year? I would be a little surprised. Or at least that's what media buyers are saying, but it suits them to say that. Over the long term, definitely, I don't think it's going to be difficult to recover this kind of money.
So long-term positive, short-term uncertain.
Yes.
All right, we completely run out of time. Thanks, Anuradha. Thanks, Ajit, for that. That's all the time we have on this edition of What's Hot.